So as you can remember, part one, we showed the Letters Patent Act of 1571, and I know that's an old act, but a lot of this stuff, even Magna Carta, it was old and it carries forward. So what I wanted to do is show from that act of 1571 how it carried forward into statutes that are currently in force today. So we will start first with the Evidence Act, RSO 1990, Revised Statutes Ontario is what RSO stands for those that are unaware, and we'll go to Letters Patent Section 24 or Paragraph 24, and it says, letters patent under the Great Seal of the United Kingdom or of any other of Her Majesty's dominions may be proved by the production of an exemplification thereof or an enrollment thereof under the Great Seal under which such letters patent were issued, and such exemplification has a like force and effect for all purposes as the letters patent thereby exemplified or enrolled, as well as against Her Majesty and as against all other persons whomsoever. So let's look at this. An exemplification means it's just, sometimes you'll see an old deed and the patent wasn't available, so it was handwritten on the back of one of the pages of the deed. That's an exemplification. And enrollment means is that it's been registered, and the mere knowledge of it, that it exists, directs us back to research it and look at that letters patent issued for that land. But what's very interesting in this statute is what it says is, it shall be held against Her Majesty as against all other persons whomsoever. So you have a patent, and I can't tell you what your patent says until I look at it and read it. In all land, some are similar, some are not. But we have to read that first to see what your entitlement is to the parcel of land you currently have control over. And it's saying it's against Her Majesty. So, for instance, that would say if the province is trying to make a change against whatever has been stated on letters patent for that parcel, the question now is, whose authority are they operating under? Well, regardless, Her Majesty is the top of the pecking order. So if Her Majesty cannot change what has been stated in letters patent, and it also says against all other persons whomsoever, it would indicate any of the counselors. It would indicate the court has to respect and uphold the Crown's honor, the sovereign's honor, who wrote the letters patent. And that's one of the questions that was asked in our court challenge. And then we go now to the Legislation Act. And that one all becomes interesting as well. And it's Section 71. This is a Legislation Act, RSO 2006. But you can also look under the, it slipped my mind. I'll have to get back to it later. Anyways, the Legislation Act, Access to Justice Act, as well as the other one. Both have the same section in it in the same place under 71, Crown Not Bound Exemption. No act or regulation binds Her Majesty or affects Her Majesty's rights or prerogatives unless it expressly states an intention to do so. So, if you realize, or if you remember, in the previous section we looked at alienation of land was the prerogative of the Crown. The Crown has the land and now takes the land that they are in possession of and alienates it, removes their interests, and grants it through letters patent to an individual settler or person, even of a later date. Again, we have to read the letters patent to understand what the entitlement and what the reservations are. But this one here says, so for instance, in our challenge, we're saying our letters patent say we're entitled to all the woods and waters. So a tree bylaw would be an act or a regulation. Well, that act or regulation now is contradictory to what letters patent issued by King George III in my case. And what we're saying here is that unless the act says that it has an intention to bind her or his majesty, I'm still not used to that with King Charles, then it's not valid. This is, I'm not making this up. This is the law in Ontario. So feel free to look it up, and we have still more to come.